I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, man. Tonight was pretty hard to watch. Watching the season three without Clayton Crawford was pretty tough because I gotten so accustomed to him being there. But I like how they tied it up. We got a continuation of the season finale of season two, and we see Riggs getting rolled into the OR, the ER, having emergency surgery, being shot in the abdomen. Roger just patiently waiting on his partner to get out of surgery and be all right. He even asked the doctor, hey, he's like, hey, is he gonna be all right? The doctor says, look, man, we'll do whatever we can. Just sit tight. And he comes back out and he says, I'm sorry, we did all we could. We just see Roger just lose it right there. And then we also get on the same exact day before we saw Riggs get wheeled into the ER. We see Wesley Cole and Apollo Syria. He was working the op. His connection was a 9-year-old kid. I believe his name was Ron or something like that. And he was actually starting. He pretty much just stopped his op from doing whatever he had to do. He shot a few guys in the head with a silenced pistol, and his op, not his op, but his connect, wanted to see him in action. And unfortunately, when he shot one of the guys, sprayed off a round of bullets and unfortunately hit the kid. Obviously, that left an effect on Wes. And that's kind of like why he kind of just went back to Los Angeles to reunite with his family, his daughter Maya in particular, you know, and his wife possibly, whom he actually met on the battlefield while being, because as we all know now, Wes Cole is also a combat veteran and I see a former CIA operative. I know yet another character with friends in high places. I mean, he was working as a meter maid when the episode was going down, which I found a little hilarious. So basically, we learned a little bit more on how Riggs's murder came to be. Garrett Riggs' brother even told that to Roger a little bit in his little confessional video, uh, from what Bailey could salvage. And really, right after he shot Riggs, he was killed by some Chechen guys, mercenaries. And I love how they pretty much tied a bow up on Riggs. It was a little steadfast, somewhat, but I understood why. They wanted to make a new beginning. We saw the effect that Riggs' death had on Roger. He was really close with Riggs. He just wouldn't let he just would not let his case go closed. And it's understandable. I wouldn't if my partner died or anyone that I really cared about just suddenly this kid was killed. I wouldn't rest either until I solved it. And even Riggs's counselor said, I think you're working this case over and over again, so then that way, I think you're continuing this case so then you can keep Riggs alive. And even we see Roger even acknowledge that as he comes home from work, enters his house because he's been wearing the same clothes, a sweatsuit for the past 6 months, and it's really nice to see that, it was only until Wes and Roger actually stopped a bomb from pretty much blowing up on the surface level of the city that they kind of connected with each other a little bit. They kind of did a really big callback to season one when the bomb was getting ready to explode and Wes said, "Look, Roger, you get up out of here. I'll take on this." And you can see the light gleam in Roger's eyes. It was really reminiscent of when he met Riggs, how much Riggs was ready to die, and see his family again. But then I also liked Wes's debut, because we saw the dynamic he had between his job and his family. As I mentioned before, Wes met his wife on the field. They even talked about that one after Wes saved Roger from almost getting tortured and killed in this little house where the Chechen mercenaries were. They had Riggs' truck parked outside, and his wife is stitching him up, saying, "Is there any reason why you have a knife cut, it's after approximately 6 hours after you last saw me. And Cole being really funny, he's like, yeah, that's because I tripped on a knife. He's like, that's not gonna work. It's something to that variation. And he says, I remember your hands being a lot more steadier. He said, look, no, seriously, I just want to be in my daughter's life. He said, and she later on, his wife later on said, look, I'm not trying to keep you away from your daughter. I just don't want the chaos to get in the way. He said, look, if you want to do something for your daughter, Wes kept telling him, like, look, I'm a better man. I'm a changed man. He said, look, if you want to make, she kept saying, like, look, if you want to make your daughter's life a better place, if you want to make your daughter's life better, make this a safer place for her. That just wasn't enough for Wes, and I feel him on that because, you gotta do what you gotta do. Even she asked him, like, what the hell happened over there? And Wes went into it a little bit. He said, look, something would happen, something happened over there. One of my connects guy was killed. One of my friends was killed. And it was just too much for me. And his wife just said, look, we're not responsible for those scars that you have. Something of that nature. Something of that variation. But I did like this episode, even though it was pretty bittersweet for me. So I'm gonna give this a rating between about a good 6, 7, 6.5, 6 3/4. Anyway, this has been your boy Sheriff Squeeze, man. If you guys like that video, if you guys like this video, if you guys like the season premiere, let me know in the comment section below. Also, I heard this season's gonna be pretty short. I think about 10 episodes. I think. So, but let me know what you guys think, man. If you guys liked it, let me know in the comment section below. Make sure you guys like this video. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification to be part of the notification gang. If you guys have any requests on what videos you guys or what shows you want me to do, please let me know in the comment section below, or let me know on the back side of my YouTube page. As always, this has been your boy Sheriff Speaks. God bless.